And welcome back to the Greg Meriweather Show. I'm your host, Greg Meriweather. It's good to be back doing our thing live here in the Indianapolis area at the Black on Black Studios in Indianapolis. So shout out to everybody watching on Facebook Live as I display my Definitively Black hat. Make sure you check out Definitively Black, get your thing going. Make sure you check those things out. So yes, man, live here. What's up, my guy? Good to see you, man. We still got to get together. Shout out to my guy, E. Hatcher, man. One of the greatest I've ever seen do the thing. What's up, Tamika, Miss Judy, my boy Nathaniel Rhodes. Shout out to all the people here in the Indianapolis area. Man, it's a lot to talk about, a lot going on here in the community. I want to start by talking about the City County Council before we get into anything else. I really want to talk about it because right now what I think is going on is something that a lot of people really don't understand. And a lot of black folk, and I don't mean this in a negative light, I mean this with all love. We don't really understand politics. We don't really understand politics. We don't understand a lot of things that go on with politics. We look at politics from an overall scale. You know, so we start talking about things, we start getting involved in things. But one of the things I really want to talk about is how we've taken politics, we've gotten so involved in politics, yet we've not learned politics, but we have an expectation in politics. Now, from where I'm sitting, I can already tell you that there is not a lot that has changed for black people, even though we are involved in politics. Let's just be 100 on that. And so the big news around the Indianapolis area is Pastor Stephen Clay, City Councilor Stephen Clay, now the president of the City County Council, took it upon himself to work across the aisle with Republicans. Now this is something, now politically speaking, this is something that has not been done. This is a political, now let me say this, this is a political no-no. You don't say, okay, we have the majority, so now we give the seats to Republicans, and now the Republicans say thank you publicly, and at that point they're saying Stephen Clay has given power to the Republicans in the City County Council. So politically, that is a political no-no. Okay, we get it, we got it, good. Does everybody get it? That is a political no-no. So now let's talk about it. Okay, so Stephen Clay, let's go and say, let's call it what it is. Stephen Clay is Pastor Stephen Clay. Stephen Clay is pastor, advocate, social justice warrior Stephen Clay. Let's be real on what he does. Stephen Clay took it upon himself to become a politician. Okay, because what we've been taught is you have to be at the table in order to make a difference. So if you want to really try to make a difference, get inside and see what it is that you can do. Clear, got it. So here's the ugly part about this. When you're not a career politician, when you're a person who says, I just want to see some changes take place, and you jump off into politics, here's what happens. You have people that are into politics saying you're wrong. You'll have people who are not in politics who may listen to people in politics that say you're wrong. Then you have hood politics. Here's what happens in hood politics. In hood politics, you say, I need to see something change. So if I think I need to see something change, then I shake up things, and it may not look the way you think it should look, or it may not go along with the rules of what career politicians do. Let me clarify this. I'm not defending anyone. I'm just briefly giving you an explanation of what I think Stephen Clay is doing. So let's talk about the three people. So you've got Maggie Lewis, you've got Vop Osili, and you've got Leroy Robinson. All three had pretty major roles in the City County Council. So when we look at this, we know that Clay, along with Minority Leader Michael McQuillan and Majority Leaders, named their 3 chairpersons on several committees. So you've got Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee, where you took out Leroy Robinson, and then you got McQuillan takes over Ethics Committee, while Republican Janice McHenry, Scott Kreider were named chairs of Rules and Public Policy and Public Works. So when we look at this, here's what people are thinking. This is me giving you hood politics, okay? So all of a sudden I say, Vop, okay, let me give you my history. This is not a Stephen Clay defense. This is just the truth. So I am on Eugene and Raider. There's a couple over there who have taken, it's called the Aspire House. So I go and the couple calls and they say, Greg, we're from New York. We've got a home. We've taken a place over here at Eugene and Raider that was an old firehouse. We've gutted the firehouse. We're going to put an art center in the firehouse, and we're going to put 2 loft apartments in this firehouse. An old place that people used to walk past in the neighborhood and said it was a hunk of junk. They bought this place, gutted it, revamped it, and now are trying to build it up, get funding, so that they can up the value of the homes in that neighborhood. They called me. I go over there, walked through the place, saw that what they were doing, and vowed to support and help them. They said, I said, have you talked to your city county councilor? They said, we've tried to call him over and over and over and over. We've not heard one word from him. Who is that city county councilor? Vop Osley. Did he ever show up? No. But when I put it out, I said, Vop, there are some people doing good work in your district. I think it would be in your best interest to go and talk to those people. Now, they were having an event and a funder was coming, and I said, I think you should be there. He showed up then. Once he was gone, those people came to me and said, I don't know what you did, but he would never respond to us on his own. So let's take that to today. Stephen Clay, hood politics. He says, well, let me put someone else there. I talked to someone high in politics. We had a 2-hour conversation where we went and battled each other. I said, the day of being black and sitting in a chair and saying, I'll get the black vote is now over. Why? Because there are people who we vote for and we have an expectation of simply because you're black, and we think that we're putting you in a seat to take fiduciary responsibility of handling things for us. So now I'm thinking hood politics, and I'm thinking Stephen Clay is possibly saying, well, I may as well try letting them have the seat. Because if I'm going to have black people in those seats who do not do what's best for black people, what is the difference of me having white people or Republicans in those seats? That's hood politics. Because he's looking and he's saying, hey, Greg Meriweather, have you ever had the chance of speaking with Maggie Lewis? And I say, absolutely not. Why? Because she blocked me. 2, because anytime I see her in public, she acts like she does not know who I am. So at that point, who wants black people in chairs and they cannot even say hello to black people? That's hood politics. Because what happens is when you live the life of saying, I only need you Negroes when I need a vote, but once I'm in, I don't work for y'all, y'all work for me, then what happens is someone gets in the seat and says it's time for you to move on because you do not have the best interest of black people while being black. I know it hurts. I was at the election. I watched it as she was moved. I watched the disappointment, but I am so sick and tired of us electing black people and saying, bruh, take care of us. Sister, take care of us. Make sure you speak on our behalf. Handle that for us. And then all of a sudden, I can't even see you in public and you say hello? Was it Leroy Robinson that when it came down in your public works and you're the guy and we say, we need more dollars for crime prevention, But you're the guy who says, y'all Negroes need to stop begging? Was that not Leroy Robinson that said, y'all Negroes need to stop begging? And so all of a sudden, I'm looking at guys who call themselves activists, who say, he sold the people out. Those people that voted for Clay are sellouts. No, the people that got sat down are sellouts. The people who got removed are sellouts. Why are they sellouts? Because they did not do anything strategic for black people while sitting in the seats that we constantly voted to have them in. That's not, why do we have to continue to say, I'm loyal to you? Why am I loyal to you, but you're not loyal to me? You're not loyal to the community. You're not loyal to the movement, but you're loyal to the seat. Yes, they want to continue to sit there. So the shout goes out. This is the beginning. So yeah, Andre, stop just showing up for pictures. Just telling you. You may do your thing, but stop just showing up for pictures. I'm going to say this on this, because I'm going to start just going back to the old way. If I call you, I think you should answer. If you don't answer, I'm going to tell people you don't. Y'all can share the video. If I call you, you should probably answer. And if you don't answer, then I'm going to tell the people that you don't. Because when I wanted to talk, I remember sitting in Maggie Lewis's office and said, we got to do something about this unemployment. We got to do something about this murder. We got to do something to work together on this thing. Okay, I got you. I never heard from her ever again. I'm not going to tell you about the yellow, red, green, purple, brown colors of tape that I had to get through to get to Andre. But I'm going to tell you, if it's a camera there, let's be 100. I love my brother Greg Taylor, but I'm going to tell you this. The days of sitting, Greg, you do marvelous work. But I'm going to tell you this. When the people call you, you need to answer. You are not, the people don't work for y'all. Y'all work for the people. I'll say that one more time. Y'all work for the people. We have gotten so far from working together that yes, it looks crazy. It looks crazy. And what drives me nuts is now the media wants to jump in. I got so mad because what happened is somebody said they ousted a black woman. Now, and what was crazy, it was Caucasian people saying they ousted the black woman. And I said, so you mad because it's a black man now? You're mad? So what they trying to do is the Willie Lynch thing. Oh, you ousted the black woman. Y'all not for black, no way. In my opinion, you wanted the black person that was least threatening. You wanted the black person that you could sell a seat to. You wanted a black person, you said you want some tickets to the Pacer game. You wanted the black person that you said you want to go to this event. Do you want to go to that event? Do you want to go to the Colts game? You wanted a black person that you can constantly offer something so that they don't have to do something for black people. And so, yeah, Clay's playing hood politics. Clay's saying if you ain't going to sit there and do nothing for black people, I might as well give up the seat. I get it. I get it. It may not be the greatest. It may not look the greatest, but golly, I get it. I get it. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of going, and I'm going to say this. I'm so sick of going to black events and seeing black people that I know don't give a hoot about black people standing in front of people and all this stuff. Those days need to end now. They need to end now. And I challenge y'all. I challenge anybody who's listening to me, anybody who is watching me. I challenge you. Find out who your counselor is. Find out who's representing you. Call those people. If those people don't answer, please let me know. Inbox me. Let me know. Let me know who's not answering. Let me know when I reach out, when Danielle Howard hits me in the 46218, I reach out and call his counselor and ask for a covered bus stop and can't ever get an answer. And then the brother has done his due diligence of finding out what is required, the route, the people who are standing on the route, how many times they use the bus, blah, blah, blah. And I can't get a counselor to say, all right, Greg, I'm going to work on that. I can't get a brother who says the stoplights is blinking. Can you go talk to somebody about that? And instead of him telling me the number to call, why don't you call it? That's why I voted. That's why they voted. Stop taking our votes for granted. Stop thinking we just going to be there. Stop using your color when it's only time for a vote. But then I see you in public and you ain't talking. So yeah, there's a personality problem. It may not be even a political problem, but there's a personality problem. There's a personality problem, Leroy. There's a personality problem, Maggie. There's a personality problem, Vop. That's why you're sitting down now, because there's a personality problem, because once you got the vote, you forgot you was black. Be mad. You should be. Be embarrassed. You should be. You should be. You should be embarrassed, because all of a sudden, as Madam President, you started thinking about a higher throne. You thought you was a shoo-in to be the mayor. So all of a sudden, you stopped looking at the people because you start reading your own press. You started believing that all of a sudden, I'm going to be higher and I don't have to fool with these Negroes no more. So therefore, I don't speak to you when I'm out in public. Well, let me tell you something right now, sister, that day is over. So no, we ain't gotta understand the game that y'all play in politics, because when we understand, when we really start understanding that game, we'll understand that it never worked for us anyway. So I say this on the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King. It's time for us to sign our own Emancipation Proclamation, because when it's all said and done, y'all ain't did jack yet. Nothing. So when we look at this thing and they start moving people around and this system looks crazy to us, let me tell you, it was crazy behind the scenes. They're making Stephen Clay look like this for the simple fact that he don't know, he ain't playing the game that they used to us playing. He's not looking across the table and say, you black, so here. He's looking and saying, do something then. Do something for us. Do something for black folk. Do something for the community. Help out a street light. Ride through your neighborhood. Talk to some people. Get some grass cut. Get a house painted. Change gentrification. Gentrification doesn't start. It doesn't start. It starts when you just neglect us, period. You help start gentrification because you look and say, I know the plans, but I don't go tell the people. Please, that's why we voted for you. So in the meantime, get used to it. I'm not going to cry for you, because if I see you in public now, ain't no need in speaking. Don't try to speak to the people now, because you're going to look and you're going to say, oh, hey, how y'all doing? And I'll be like, who? Oh, the former president. How you doing? Oh, you, the former chairperson. How you doing? Because this ain't about politics. I get it, Stephen Clay. This ain't about politics. This is about the hood. This is about the hood. It looks ugly. Just like it does for us. When we in that neighborhood struggling and striving and trying to figure out what's going on. It looks ugly, but we try to figure it out. So Stephen Clay, I understand it looks ugly while you're trying to figure it out. But you know, and we know, they know that when it's all said and done, they may call it a victory on paper, but when it's all said and done, they don't have a clue. They want to make this thing, oh, y'all got to keep them in play. There's nothing like having a strong pawn for my chess playing people, because you position those pawns to win the game. So I guess Stephen Clay has sacrificed 3 pawns. Oh well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the news says. I'm sure they're going to try to bring out more things on the brother. But when it's all said and done, this is hood politics. They may not get it. We may not understand it. But I understand one thing. One thing I do understand about hood politics as a brother who has been out there and done things in these streets is that loyalty matters more. Because when you took that seat, you said you was loyal to us. You didn't say the party. We ain't the party. You said you was loyal to us. You said you was loyal to the neighborhood. You said you was loyal to black people. You said you was loyal to single mothers. You said you was loyal to brothers getting out the joint. You said you was loyal to the people trying to eat at these terrible grocery stores that ain't trying to help us. You said you was loyal to us figuring out banking. You said you was loyal to us getting jobs. You said you was loyal to us when it came down to wages to help us feed our families. You said you were loyal to us, not the party. That's why we voted, not the party. So therefore, when you sit down, you have to understand that you broke the loyalty of the people that put you in the party. So be mad. Because when it's all said and done, y'all broke the loyalty. It felt good going to the games. It felt good showing up. It feels good when you come to us and talk that bull and then walk away and say, so what? I fooled them Negroes again. I got them away from me again. I got them waiting on me again, and I'm just not going to do nothing. So yeah, I'll say this. Let's get more savvy. But I'll also say this. We can do so much more. I wrote an article maybe 2 years ago. And in that, I said, did the vote matter? Because when it's all said and done, go back in your history. Yeah, I'm saying keep voting, but go back in your history. Go back in your history and look and see how Madam C.J. Walker was the first black millionaire and couldn't vote. Go and look at all the movements. Go look at all the progress we made in the midst of not being able to vote. Because we took the position that the Latino has taken. We took the position that the Asian has taken. We even took the position that the LGBTQ had taken. We started that. We started by saying, y'all don't give it to us. We'll show you how to do it without voting for y'all. We'll show you how to do a boycott. We'll show you how to make this thing move without it. And we did it. So stop letting them come into our churches. Stop letting them come into our neighborhoods. Stop letting them come into our schools until they learn to talk the language that we talk, until they learn how to support the initiatives that we need, until they start bringing jobs inside this city and stop putting them in these little towns where everybody around there can have less education, not go to school, drop out, do whatever they want to do, and they put a major company in their city so that they can continue moving forward until they make the decision of saying y'all need it too. Then I say don't come talk to us with that nonsense. I really try to stay out of these things, but I'm getting tired of seeing these people come on here and talk all this foolishness about who done sold out. So for those of you who say who sold out, I'm going to tell you this. If you playing politics, then play politics. If you talking people, then talk people. If you about helping the people, then you know the politics ain't never done it no way. So I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So for those of you who were sat down, there's nothing wrong with being on the bench. You got the best seat in the house. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So when it's all said and done, we're going to move forward. We're going to do our thing. It's a great day to be black. 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King. We're going to keep it moving. If you want to continue to listen, man, we're going to move forward. Check me out on WBMN. This has been my first part of this segment. Going off the air. Stay black. Enjoy the day. Peace.